Alright guys, I am back with my review of this week's Ring of Honor TV show for June 1st, 2013. And the show starts off with QT Marshall and RD Evans versus Caprice and Cedric versus ACH and Tadarius Thomas. Winner of this match gets a tag title shot at Best in the World. So there were just a ton of crazy dives in this match, especially by ACH. That guy is nuts. I mean, some of the stuff he does. I'm definitely liking ACH more and more every week. But I thought they had a decent match here. CNC hit overtime on Tadarius for the win. So I think Ring of Honor is putting some stock into ACH, and they tried to protect him in this match. Although they also protected QT and RD Evans for some crazy reason. So it was a decent match. And I'm glad CNC went over here because I think they could get the best match out of Red Dragon at the pay-per-view. I don't think they're going to win the tag titles. I think Red Dragon's going to keep the belts until they feud with the American Wolves again, but it is good that they put CNC over here. Mark Briscoe cuts a promo on how on Jay Briscoe, but then Jay walks up and they cut a promo on facing the American Wolves next week. They show Davey Richards stomping on Paul London's head from Border Wars. Mark Briscoe promo on how Jay used to pick on him for no good reason. And Mark grew up and then slammed his ass. And then Jay cuts a promo on how he did those things to Mark, broke his nose, knocked out his teeth for his own good. Because Mark is simple and he's got no sense and he did it to keep him straight. And at Best in the World, he's going to have to straighten him out again. I thought these were a couple good promos here to build the match. I still wish they would have done more with this feud, but not a bad couple of promos here. Nigel is in the ring. He has Elgin and London come out since it was supposed to be Paul London versus Michael Elgin, but he couldn't have the match because he got the concussion after getting stomped in the face. And Nigel says it's not time for London to hang it up yet. He's still got a lot of years left in him. And the fans chant, "You still got it." And I'm just thinking to myself, he's only 33. What do you mean he's still got it? I mean, he's not working the same schedule he used to work, but he's still a great wrestler and he's still young. He's younger than CM Punk. But RD Evans and QT Marshall come out. And RD Evans says that Nigel should make them the new tag champs since Red Dragon didn't even show up to Border Wars. And RD Evans pushes London, and Elgin backhands RD Evans, and QT escapes. He doesn't want any of Elgin, so he starts to walk up the ramp, and then the lights flicker again, and Tommaso Ciampa comes out. And he grabs QT and he starts throwing him into the barricades, hits White Noise on the ramp. He gets in the ring, he hits Project Ciampa on RD Evans, and then Michael Elgin goes to leave and Ciampa grabs him. So Elgin was just enjoying watching Ciampa destroy these two. But he goes to leave and Ciampa grabs him, so he's like, "Oh, do you want to fight me now?" And then Ciampa whispers something to him and they kind of act like they're going to fight and officials break it up. So I'm not really sure what's going on here, if he's going to feud with QT or they're just using QT and RD to build Ciampa up and he's instantly going to jump into a feud with Elgin. I'm not sure, but it really wouldn't make sense why Ciampa just goes after Elgin unless he's trying to prove he's the dominant male or whatever it was. So I don't know. I thought it was good. It was entertaining. Lethal versus Whitmer versus Bennett for the TV title shot at Best in the World. Maria's on commentary. Truth Martini comes out to watch from the aisle. And Jay Lethal's really selling the knee injury. And I'm thinking they're going to use this knee injury to explain why Jay Lethal loses to Matt Taven at Best in the World. Lethal hits Lethal Injection on Whitmer for the win. Steve Corino starts freaking out. So it is going to be Lethal versus Taven at Best in the World. And I'm sure they're going to say something like Taven beat him, but if Lethal didn't have that knee injury, something like that. And as far as Mike Bennett goes, I would like to see him get a match on the pay-per-view because I say use him while you got him. I think he is going to leave and probably go to WWE, developmental and everything soon. And I guess just use him while you got him. I can understand why Ring of Honor doesn't want to put Bennett in any real big feuds or give him a belt or anything like that. They don't want another Kenny King situation, even though I don't think Bennett would ever do that to them. I just think that well, you got the guy, use him, but kind of keep him out of storylines and feuds and stuff, since you don't know when he's going to go. Because sometimes things change. Chris Hero was supposed to go to WWE, and it took a while for his medicals, and he showed up at Final Battle 2011, and it was a big surprise. And everybody thought Chris Hero was signed to WWE. He couldn't show up at the pay-per-view, but there he was. So you never know what's going to happen. So you kind of just can only use the guy while you can, but you can't really put him in any big storylines or put any belts on him at the same time. So I guess just enjoy him while he's here. But yeah, as far as this week's TV show goes, I thought it was kind of average. The tag match was pretty good. The TV title match was alright. And that was really it. Tommaso Ciampa coming back on television was really great. But yeah, just kind of an average show this week. And there's actually one more thing I forgot to mention about the Mike Bennett situation. Because they can't really use him in any big major storylines, the way they ended the show, Maria acts like BJ said something to her. She's like, "What did you say to me?" And this causes Mike Bennett to attack BJ Whitmer. So I could possibly see them doing something with Bennett. Maybe he will have a small feud with Whitmer or something like that, a match at the pay-per-view. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe this is just to build up to this one match at the pay-per-view, but they could do something where Bennett just attacks guys and then he gets like a tiny feud with them because of Maria. She's trying to control Bennett. They could do something small like that, and then if he leaves, it's fine. It's no big deal. So I completely forgot that's how they ended the show, but yeah, they did end the show that way, so they are going to do something with Bennett, but it isn't anything major. So that's my review of this week's TV show. I hope you guys liked the video. Leave your thoughts on this week's show in the comments, and thanks for watching.